Hello, lovely humans. It's Loretta with Sparrowhawker Designs. So today, I've got two things for you. One, I'm going to show you, I think, what my big project for next year is going to be. And also, I'm going to show you the next block in my SlowStich collaboration that I finished. This one's for Susanna at Vintage Blend Studio. And she's located in Australia. So I will leave a link to her channel in the description box below. But first of all, and the reason I'm doing this first is to give her time to turn off the video if she does not want to see the block. If she wants to be surprised, she can leave now. So anyway, I don't know about you guys, but I tend to plan like my big projects, like I kind of have things planned. I mean, things come along, like I get commissioned for things, or I agree to do the collaboration, you know, that kind of thing. But for the most part, I usually have like my big projects planned. Like I know I've got this, excuse me, travel theme crazy quilt, and then I'm gonna do, you know, X, Y, or Z. So, So this one is what I think I'm going to do next year. I might start it in December. It depends on how quickly I can get other things done. But anyway, I think I'm going to do this one for next year. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to try to learn some stitches along with you guys. So I don't know how many of you are familiar with Sue Spargo. She's probably most famous for her bird dance quilt. But this is her circle play. And she also did one very similar called Sand Dollars. And it's basically circle fabric, and you do all these amazing different embroidery stitches all over them or around them. So I thought I would do something similar to this, not exactly like this. But I have one spot in my living room that's still does not have anything hanging on it. The wall is bare. So I thought, well, I have to fill that, right? So I'm going to do 20 of these blocks. This is just I think this is a cotton linen blend, maybe. This might be like Diamond Textiles. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them. They do some really cool 100% cotton woven cotton fabric, so you can actually like see the blend in there. Anyway, I've got 20 of these, and I'm gonna make wall hanging. So I'm gonna do these circles onto these 20 squares, and then I'm gonna put the 20 squares onto a big piece of fabric. So anyway, I have picked out some 100% cotton, I'm sorry, 100% wool. Let's see, this one is 100% wool. And I've picked out some a wool felt blend. And then I've picked out some homespun fabrics as well. So the homespun are 100% cotton, and instead of them just being like a plaid fabric, you can tell that they're homespun because they're the same on both sides. If it was just a plain old plaid cotton, one side would be, you know, a lot lighter or even just plain. But these are actually a homespun texture. So anyway. So I think I'm going to, so my living room is in blue, gray, a slight teal, and a little bit of yellow mustard kind of mixed in. So those are the colors I'm going to go with. So I think, now the example here for the circle play is just one circle. She doesn't have them double layered, but you've probably also seen the wool penny quilts, which are kind of the same thing, and they have two blocks, or I'm sorry, two circles like this. So I am probably going to do something like this for the 20 of them. And then I thought I would just come on every couple of weeks and do one on camera with you, and I will learn these embroidery stitches on camera and you guys can see me mess up. So I honestly, I kind of do this. I've got like 7 or 8 stitches that I just repeat kind of over and over, and I will also combine them with other stitches so it looks like I know 20 or 25 stitches when I really don't. I only know about 7 or 8. So this way I'm gonna learn some new ones. I think it'll be fun. It'll be interesting, and then you can learn while I'm learning, or you can at least learn what not to do. So there's that. Anyway, I hope to start it in January. I might start it in December if I get finished with a couple of other things that I'm doing. But anyway, without further ado, here is the block I just finished for Susanna. Susanna's last name is Easdale, and I already said her channel is Vintage Blend Studios, and she's the mastermind behind this. She's the one that invited us all to participate in this SlowStich collaboration, the SlowStich swap. Boy, I can't talk today. So anyway, my first one was for Rachel at Roxy Creations, and it was Red and French Blues. So you can go back and look at that block if you want. I don't think she's received it as yet. And so this one is for Susanna. And I just want to say thank you so much, Susanna, for inviting me into this. It's really fun, and it's kind of challenging and really interesting. It's going to be very challenging for me in January and February because I have to do 2 back-to-back that are all just shades of gray. So that will be interesting for me. I've never done anything quite like that. I usually use color. So that will be a challenge, and I'm really kind of looking forward to it, actually, because, you know, it's good to expand yourself. So here I have just put down a doily first. You can barely see it, what's left of it. And then I did this. I made this fan and put it down. And her colors, by the way, were pink, beige, pink, teal, beige, and light brown. And vintage fabrics. Now, I don't really have any vintage fabrics that aren't like heirloom kind of. Like, I have a bunch of my grandmother's feed sack, but I other than that, I don't really have much in the way of vintage fabric, but I do have a lot of vintage laces and tatting and that kind of thing. So I hope that's a good supplement, substitute. Anyway, so I made this fan using her colors and did a buttonhole stitch around it, or a blanket stitch. Some people call it a blanket stitch. And then I used a metallic thread in here. And oh shoot, okay, I have to add a charm to this. I'm not done. I have a charm I have to add. I can't believe I did that. That's hilarious. Anyway, and then this is a yo-yo made out of like a satin, and then this is little pieces of trim that I cut up and put on here. I don't know if you can see, size 14 Charlottes in here. Charlottes are a type of bead. So wherever the open lace work of the doily was, I filled it with all these little beads. And then I did some silk ribbon here and a button, and then I made these hexies out of circles. I did a tutorial on that if you want to go see it. And I put 2 really small, tiny yo-yos on top with some French knots in there, and I did a lazy daisy around. And then over here I did a feather stitch with some lazy daisies in there. Over here I did the cretin stitch with some lazy daisies. And other than that, the only other stitches I did were, I did some French knots, and I did just the borrow stitch and the X's. This is a vintage antique piece of trim. It came on a bigger piece, and all three of these pieces came off of that same bigger piece. Then I did little tiny flowers, and then these are like half flowers where the fan spokes are. And then this is a antique piece of tatting, and so is this down here at the bottom. It's a little bit of sequins here, and that is it. And I have a charm that I need to add to this. I can't believe I forgot to do that before. I was just so excited to have it done. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it, though. Maybe I won't put a charm on it. Anyway, I was just so excited to get it finished, and I'm like, oh, yeah. And then didn't realize I hadn't attached the charm, but it should be easy. So anyway, so that's what I have for you today. I hope you guys are having a lovely day. Now for my next exchange in this, my next block is for Melanie, who is here in the States, and it's for December, so I can have a little bit of a break between these because I don't need to mail it super early for her. So I really need to get those other journals finished that I was commissioned to do. So that's what I'm working on next, are those journals. So anyway, everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for your support of my channel. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave me a comment if you want. I welcome them, and I welcome any questions or whatever. I will try to answer them if I can. So you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.